Some lessons don't come from books. They come from quiet moments, from simple people, and from the kind of truth that stays with you long after the story ends. There was a boy named Daniel. He was 17 years old, smart enough, kind enough, but always waiting for the right moment to study, waiting for the right mood to start, waiting for tomorrow, next week, someday. His room was full of notebooks he never finished. His desk had books he never opened past the first chapter. He had big dreams. He wanted to become a writer. He talked about it often. He told his friends. He told his mother. But he never wrote. Days passed like water through open fingers, and Daniel didn't even notice. One summer, his parents sent him to stay with his grandfather in a small village. There were no distractions there, no loud city sounds, just open fields, slow mornings, and the smell of earth after rain. His grandfather, Elias, was a quiet man. He had deep wrinkles on his face and slow, steady hands. He had spent his whole life as a carpenter. Every morning before the sun fully rose, Elias was already in his workshop, cutting, shaping, building. Daniel watched him from the doorway one morning. "Grandfather," he said, "why do you start so early? It's barely light outside." Elias didn't look up. He kept working. Then, after a moment, he said simply, "Because the morning doesn't wait for me." Daniel didn't understand. He went back to bed. But that sentence stayed with him like a small stone in his shoe. He couldn't ignore it. A few days later, Daniel sat under a large tree near the edge of the village. He had his notebook with him. He opened it. He stared at the blank page. He closed it. "What's the point of starting today?" he thought. "I have months ahead of me, plenty of time." Elias walked by, carrying a bucket of water. He noticed Daniel sitting there, notebook closed, eyes empty. He sat down beside him without saying a word. For a long time, they both just sat quietly. Then Elias pointed to the tree above them. "How old do you think this tree is?" he asked. Daniel shrugged. "Maybe 50 years? 60? Elias nodded. "Around that. You know when it started growing? When it was planted?" "Yes," Elias said. "One small seed, one small decision, and every single day after that, rain or dry, cold or hot, it grew, just a little, not all at once, just a little every day." Daniel looked at the tree, its thick trunk, its wide branches reaching far and high. "Now imagine," Elias continued, "that seed decided to wait for better soil, wait for better weather, wait until it felt ready." He paused. There would be no tree. Daniel felt something shift inside him, but he still wasn't fully convinced. "But grandfather, I'm not a seed, I'm a person. I have time to plan, to think." Elias smiled gently. He reached into his shirt pocket and pulled out an old pocket watch. It was worn, the edges smooth from years of use. He placed it in Daniel's hand. "My father gave me this," he said quietly. "He told me something I never forgot." Daniel looked at the watch. He said, "Every man is given the same day, 24 hours. Rich or poor, strong or weak, the difference between people is not talent, not luck. It is what they do with the hours they have." The watch ticked softly in Daniel's palm. Elias stood up slowly. A carpenter doesn't wait to feel like working. A farmer doesn't wait to feel like planting. They show up every day, even when they're tired, even when they don't feel like it. He looked at Daniel with kind eyes. "Motivation comes and goes, my boy. It is not reliable. But time never stops. It moves whether you are ready or not." That night, Daniel lay awake for a long time. He thought about all the mornings he had wasted, all the tomorrows he had promised himself, all the half-started things sitting quietly in his room back home. He thought about the tree. He thought about the seed that didn't wait. And for the first time, he felt something uncomfortable. Not shame, not guilt, just honesty. He had been lying to himself. He wasn't waiting for the right moment. He was afraid that if he started, he might fail.
so it felt safer to stay in the space of someday. Because in someday, nothing could go wrong, nothing could disappoint him, but nothing could grow there either. The next morning, before the sun fully rose, Daniel opened his notebook. He didn't wait for inspiration. He didn't wait to feel ready. He just wrote one sentence, then another. It was messy, it was imperfect, but it was real. When Elias passed by the small table where Daniel sat, he saw the boy writing. He didn't say anything. He just nodded once, slowly, and walked on. That small nod meant more to Daniel than any applause ever could. He wrote every morning that summer, not for hours, just 30 minutes, sometimes less. Sometimes the words were bad, sometimes they were decent, but he showed up every single day. By the end of summer, he had written more than he had in the past 2 years combined. On his last evening in the village, Daniel sat with Elias on the porch. The sky was soft and orange, the air was still. "I understand now, about time," Daniel said slowly. Elias looked at him. "It's not about working hard all day," Daniel continued. "It's about not wasting the small moments, the morning hour I used to sleep through, the 30 minutes I spent doing nothing. Those moments added up. I just never saw them." Elias was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Most people don't see them until they're gone." He picked up his old pocket watch one more time. He looked at it for a long moment. Then, gently, he placed it in Daniel's hand. "Keep it," he said. Daniel looked at him surprised. "It's a reminder," Elias said softly. "Not of pressure, not of panic, just a reminder that today is the only day you are sure of. Use it with care." Daniel held the watch tightly. He didn't become a famous writer overnight. That's not how life works. But he kept writing. Every morning, 30 minutes, sometimes more. Slowly, quietly, consistently. A year later, he finished his first short story. It wasn't perfect, but it was finished. And there is a kind of peace that only comes from finishing something, from showing up day after day and choosing not to waste what you were given. The greatest secret to success is not talent. It is not a big moment or a lucky break. It is the quiet, unsexy truth that every successful person knows, that time, used wisely and consistently, builds everything. Not one big action, many small ones, every single day. The tree doesn't grow all at once, but it never stops growing, and neither should you. If this story touched something in you today, maybe a reminder you needed to hear, then share it with someone who might need it too. And if you'd like more stories like this, ones that are quiet but leave something real behind, then subscribe and stay with us. There's always another story waiting for you here.